Today's movie promises us nasty, murderous nuns. Need I say more? Because if that doesn't sell you, nothing will. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Giulio Baruti's nunsploitation flick, Killer Nun. Released in 1979, this one is mostly memorable for the casting. Placing Anita Ekberg in the lead role generated a fair amount of buzz for this one, which is fitting given Ekberg's previous work and her raw sex appeal. Ekberg was definitely an interesting choice for a nunsploitation film, but for some reason, this one never quite comes together. But enough about that. Can Killer Nun spill enough of the red stuff to earn a coveted 5 barf bag rating? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's movie is brought to you by patrons Atomic Dracula, GFX Alchemist, and Blair Folds. If you'd like to help sponsor some videos and free me from the shackles of YouTube's arbitrary community guidelines nonsense, you'll find a link to my Patreon in the pinned comment and description below. Seriously, every bit helps keep the show rolling. And now, let's get bloody. We fade in on this card. Turns out this is accurate. The film was loosely inspired by the crimes of Cecile Bombeek, a middle-aged nun who murdered a bunch of her elderly patients in a Belgian hospital in 1977. Enzo Gallo? Is this a movie or a wine commercial? Do you kids even remember Ernest and Julio Gallo? Christ, I'm old. And on to the credits. Anita Ekberg, from La Dolce Vita to Killer Nun. Talk about a downward spiral. The Killer Nun. I guess it's safe to assume there'll be plenty of nonsense in this video. Ooh, Alita Valley. You probably remember her as harsh taskmaster Miss Tanner in Suspiria. Come on, movie, it's the opening credits. Let's focus. The sisters break the huddle and head to the line. It's 4th and long, so they're gonna need a Hail Mary to pull out the win. Hey, we even got Joe D'Alessandro. You may remember him from Blood for Dracula and Flesh for Frankenstein. Which reminds me, I need to cover both of those at some point. Meanwhile, this nun's praying at the glory hole.
Hell yeah.
No, not that kind, you pervs. The glory to God hole. Then we get some exposition.
Just the thought of what he did to me makes me want to take revenge on all men.
I think this is a confession booth, not a pre-plan your future sins booth, sister.
I cannot absolve you.
See, even the father agrees. I said good day, sister. I had like 14 hell yeah jokes lined up here, but I don't want to go to hell, so insert your own. Wait a minute, Alessandro Alessandroni? That sounds made up. Is that you, Joe D'Amato?
Vaffanculo.
It's not, but D'Amato sure did love his nasty nun flicks, so it wouldn't have been a stretch. And directed by Giulio Baruti. Baruti only worked on 2 films, but he also worked as an editor during his career. In the movie proper, Sister Gertrude here is already raising the dead. Someone get this dude a squat rack, stat.
Sister Gertrude, I'll take breakfast in my room.
Oh god, one of the Golden Girls thinks this is a hotel, not a hospital. Then it's time for a gut check. Literally. Then we get some more exposition.
It's cancer, Doctor. Cancer.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised she's not more excited about cancer. I mean, she gets to go home to heaven soon. In another room, this dude is trying to pull off the ultimate pickup artist set by hooking up with this nun.
Beats me why you took the veil. It's such a waste for someone with a figure like yours.
But he gets shut down because she's only interested in being a bride of Christ.
No, Peter, stop provoking me.
Oh yeah, just shoot the J&B directly into my veins. Come on, movie, focus. I'm not gonna tell you again. Jesus, it's like David the Bubble Boy grew up. This attempted murder is interrupted when the doc pops in. Are you giving her the last rites? Listen, sister, the J&B is for the patients, not you. Turns out this is all just a ploy to get more pain medicine.
I need more morphine.
But the doc has his own diagnosis.
Your symptoms now are purely psychosomatic.
Well, she's psycho, all right. Over in another movie, we see that the set decorator really earned their paycheck here. Plans, cluttered desk, blood red curtains. Meanwhile, Anita Ekberg's like, so when do we get to the nasty nun part of this nunsploitation flick again? Mother Superior is on the other end of this call. Hey, you're not supposed to eat the communion wafers like they're chips. Then Anita Ekberg says what we're all thinking. Later, this sister is pilfering through these files. They must be top secret because they're in the highest drawer. From there, we jump to dinner. Tonight's entertainment will consist of a live reading of entries from a book by the Marquis de Sade, apparently.
They forced open her mouth and extracted her teeth one by one.
And random denture shot. I still can't believe we don't call them substitutes. At any rate, I don't think this is what they meant by sink your teeth. Then Sister Gertrude stomps on them. You could say it's a real kick in the teeth. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this might be going too far. Over in the bathroom, this nun makes a startling discovery. My God, Sister Gertrude has no brain. Whoa, these nuns sleep naked. And look out, I think we're about to get to the nasty nun part.
I've always loved you.
I don't think she means that platonically, or even in the sisterly sense. But before they can get down to business, we jump over here where the doc is pumping away on this patient.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. He's performing some kind of half-ass CPR. And I guess we can cancel that order for new dentures for Josephine. Now that she's dead, I guess this means it's a free-for-all for all her stuff. Oh man, there's nothing in here but butterscotch candies and Polydent. God, this lady is just all about rifling through drawers. Oh good, a train scene. Maybe we can finally get this movie on track. And look out, we've got a nun on the run. I mean, you could say she's technically a nunaway. Is she applying for jobs or what? What experience do you have? I was a stay-at-home wife, bride of Christ and all that. Jesus, listen to this song. This is bad enough to make even a nun doubt the existence of God. And now we're about to get some Waka-cha funk, apparently. Then she stops for dinner. I'm guessing they had plenty of wine, but no communion wafers.
I think I'll start with a man.
I'm also guessing they probably don't have that on the menu either. This ain't one of those cannibal movies. Turns out, maybe they do. How about this dude? Nice Amish beard. But discount Mike Brady here might fill the bill. Say what you will, but secular Sister Gertrude is smoking. You know, because she has a cigarette. This guy's like, yeah, I think I found my pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. And look out, he's going in. I'd say Godspeed, but she's a nun, so it's probably covered already. They leave, and she's like, don't follow too closely. I have a very jealous and vengeful husband. You might know him. Goes by the name of God. I'm not gonna lie, this is the weirdest hookup ever. You kids don't know how easy you've got it with your Tinder. Lord, I can't tell if they're making out or if they're eating each other's faces. At any rate, I'm no Catholic, but I think this counts as breaking her vow of celibacy. Back at the hospital, she's stocking up on wafers. You know, just in case she gets the munchies later. Afterwards, she's getting grilled by her supervisor. Look, we've noticed a lot of communion wafers going missing lately. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Nun who works in a psychiatric hospital. Is she Freddy's mom? Afterwards, our wormy administrator is looking none too happy. With the meeting done, she heads back to her room. It was time for her winstraw. Heavenly Father, we thank you for these gains we're about to receive. Amen. Must be her first cycle because she passes out on the floor. Then shit gets really weird. She's basically making out with a corpse and bludgeoning this dude to death. I'm guessing she didn't take enough winstraw since she couldn't deadlift this corpse and had to drag it instead. Hey, mannequin plummeting to its death. I love those. Everyone thinks this was just a tragedy, but this sister knows better.
It's just as well that no one else found it.
And I mean, really, all that blood. How'd she get no splatter on her habit? Anyway, Sister Gertrude is like, I can't hear you, I'm not listening. From there, we check in on this dude. I had a lot of jokes about using crutches ready to go, but they were all pretty lame. And since this movie isn't really going anywhere, let's follow these guys around. Maybe they'll find a plot. No, don't go, take me with you. They're gone, and I'm stuck here with this new doctor. Maybe he can give me something to get me through the rest of this movie. But I guess I'll have to get in line behind this guy trying to get his IBS resolved.
What about the runs, Doc? Do you have something for that?
Before Dr. House can cure everyone, here comes Sister Gertrude to ruin the fun. Don't make me beat you all with rulers. And now she's gonna grill the new doc. Are you a sinner, doctor? You look like a sinner.
I didn't notice them being like children.
Hey, it's Ted Russoff on the dub. No idea why they felt the need to dub Joe D'Alessandro, but whatever. Then everyone settles in for a game of truth or dare, and Peter drops this bombshell.
Why did you kill Jeannot, sister?
Gertrude's like, is it too late to change my pick to dare? Later that evening at the Blue Oyster. Don't look now, but Sister Gertrude is out here getting all wet.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. I mean, it's raining. But before she can head inside, she has to stop long enough to stuff this old codger. Literally. Of course, this might just be a case of football practice. After some more pervy stuff, we head back to check in on Dr. Roland. If he looks angry to you, it's only because he has no patience. Later, D'Alessandro and Sister Mateau go for a walk. It must be spring. All the old dead people are blooming. This lady's about to get framed for it, but she's like, look, this is one giant misunderstanding. And since there's nothing else to do, let's stop for a staring contest. First person to blink loses. Things settle down, though, because Sister Gertrude is running the talent show rehearsals. Looks like they're going to perform YMCA this year. Or maybe they're just doing P90X. Who's ready to do some pot stirs?
Oh, yeah. I got a Navy bean going right here.
Unfortunately, D'Alessandro has to shut the whole thing down. Stop! These people didn't get approval from their physician before starting this exercise program. Have you gone mad? And it appears no one was excited about that night's dinner selection. Come on, guys, eat your radish soup or no shrimp jello for dessert. Great, now they all have to go to bed without dinner. I don't know, I don't even think prayer can save the movie at this point, sister. Then she gets attacked by something. I'm sure it's gonna be easy to get to the bottom of this. I mean, everyone here wants her dead. This lady's like, dinner sucked. There's gotta at least be some wine around here somewhere. And look out, the cameraman is onto her. This scene filmed in Tarantino vision. Wow, this movie's so exciting, we're going to watch Dr. Rowland and the Chief of Staff go over Medicare billing forms. I will say, I'm not sure they're going to cover Janet's acupuncture therapy, though. Her assailant's like, you're just going to feel a little prick.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that. I mean from this acupuncture needle. And now she's well on her way to becoming the new Pinhead. Then this guy's calling Giulio Baruti. Look, Giulio, this is a nunsploitation movie. Can we maybe add some sleaze? Well, he's jibber-jabber and Sister Gertrude is on the party line. Can I just murder people in peace without the constant interruptions? Is that too much to ask? Look at her. She's an evil nun. I guess this means you could say she's got some bad habits. But these sweet gloves ensure she never gets dishpan hands. And Janet's just gonna hang around for a while, apparently. Clearly, she's got Winstrol psychosis. The only cure, just give her a blast of Tren. Dr. Rowland is like, you'll be back to busting PRs and doing reps for Jesus in no time. Whoa, Sister Gertrude is living on the wrong side of the tracks, if you catch my drift. Then Sister Mateau says this.
It became a habit after the operation.
Hey, I'll be making the nun puns here, lady. Get your own show. Oh God, is this the inspector from Giallo in Venice? I hope he brought hard-boiled eggs. Back in his room, Peter's looking pretty sketchy. You know, because he's drawing. Turns out Sister Gertrude wants even more gains. I need a dose of D-balls, stat. No, wait, she was just trying to share. Peter, you're gonna get so jacked. Since you can't stand, I guess we can't start with leg day. Give me 20 floor presses. Then she's like, I think you're using this injured legs thing as a crutch. Fine, I'll do your stupid floor presses. Oh, wait, is he a breakdancer? I think he's about to do the worm. Well, getting up these steps sure is a drag. Yeah, sure, let's watch him struggle up the stairs in real time. I mean, if it gets us to the end of this movie, I'm all for it. Not gonna lie, this is how I go up the stairs after a heavy squat day. And now Sister Mateau is hitting up Roland. Hey, you got any of that Anavar? I just want to get toned, not all big and bulky. Honestly, my running steroid ring commentary is more interesting than anything that's actually happening in this movie. Yes, I'm aware of how sad that is. And look at Dr. Rowland. He's apparently a doctor of sexy time. I feel like this dude crawling up the stairs is basically a metaphor about how this movie is crawling towards a climax. Sister Gertrude, meanwhile, is ready to lift, but someone's stolen all her pre-workout.
Somebody's taken it all.
Man, I don't even want to know what the needle budget on this movie was. And Peter's finally made it to the top of the stairs, if you cared. Dude may not have a leg to stand on, but now that he's got his crutches back, that doesn't matter. But you know what they say, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Then Gertrude gives him a taste of her boot. But wait, if Sister Gertrude is passed out, are we about to get swerved? And with that, the church does what it does best. Send criminal priests and nuns to another location to avoid prosecution. Huzzah! Then she winds up at Mother Superior's office. I'm very disappointed in you, sister. You barely did anything sleazy in this movie. And like all sinners, she conveniently finds God when she's screwed up everything. While Gertrude's ready to get her punishment, Mateau is getting a medical ethics lesson from Dr. Rowland.
Instead of trying to help her, you did everything you could to make matters worse.
See, this whole hospital is just a front for a roids ring. But Sister Mateau is going to stop him from turning her over to the cops. How about I give you a little taste of heaven, doctor? Oh God, Gertrude's in a cell. I sure hope they're not going to send zombie Gregor Clegane in there to punish her. And I feel a swerve ending coming. Yeah, Sister Mateau is the killer. What a bunch of nonsense.
I thirst for revenge. It's a compulsion. I must kill. I must.
See? She even admits it. And end card. What the hell, movie? She gets away with it? Gertrude spends life in a rubber room? What kind of ending is that? Fuck it, who cares? At least it's over. So, what have we learned from Killer Nun? Well, for starters, the greatest sin an unsploitation movie can commit is being boring, and this film is definitely guilty of that. I've always liked nunsploitation movies, but Killer Nun is not one of my favorites. It's too tame to stand alongside the classics, and it's just not very interesting. But enough about that. Can these sisters send enough sinners to hell to fill 5 barf bags with body parts? Not a chance. But let's go to the gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, this one is very light. We get some bludgeonings, a choking, some surgical footage, and that's about it. Killer Nun has a great title, but there's not nearly enough carnage here to warrant anything higher than a 1 barf bag rating. This is definitely not a sick flick. What a bummer. Looking for another movie with mysterious nuns? Then be sure to check out my review of Dark Waters. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.